After getting the Kinesis module and moving the first obstacle, a torso will fall from the ceiling. Don't miss the bronze semiconductor hidden behind one of the movable pallets. Once you've obtained the pulse rifle and opened up the tram station, you can easily make your way back to Hangar Cargo Tram Control to use the exploit if you so choose. There are plenty of guides on how to do this exploit, so I won't go into detail, but I'll lay out the basics. Move all of your inventory into storage at the store, other than the pulse rifle. You'll be shooting the secondary fire on the floor and then deactivating it to be able to reclaim the ammo. At this point I had 4 nodes, which isn't ideal, but it's a good enough start. Every time you upgrade the pulse rifle's capacity at a bench, you'll get free ammo, which is how you're able to get the free money by selling all of the pulse rifle ammo you get after firing it onto the floor and deactivating it to recollect later. So you fire 2 secondary pulse rifle fires on the floor, upgrade the capacity at the bench, fire 2 more, upgrade the next capacity, fire 2 or 3 more times on the floor, and you keep going until you get enough money from selling these pulse rifle ammos you're creating. It's a tedious process, and the earlier you use it, the more tedious it is, because the less money you have to reset the pulse rifle's upgrade tree, which is what you need the initial 5,000 for at the very least. But also, the further you get in the game, the easier it is to use if you ever need to fall back on it. But again, the farther you are in the game, the more upgraded you'll be and the less likely you'll need to use this exploit. But it's always good to have, especially on a difficult run, potentially difficult run like this, just in case you ever get low on a particular item and you need money to buy some specific ammo or health packs. So just be sure to always have 5,000 credits on you at any point in the game, and try to stick to, if you can, around 12 nodes. Because as you get further pulse rifle upgrades, I think 12 is the most you'll need to do this exploit as efficiently as possible. Again, though, I don't think this is necessary, and the 2 hours I spent, it might have given me a decent enough boost for early game, and you might want to consider it as well. It was more like an hour and a half, because I was going kind of slow, and it wasn't a full 2 hours. But it's worth considering, and always good to have as a fallback. And knowing you can always do this will make the game a lot less scary all the way through. You're also limited to how many things you can upgrade early on in the game, so there's not much point to using this to buy a bunch of nodes, especially at this point. So you definitely don't want to take too long doing this. This is mostly just to get a good head start if you really feel like you need it. You can also eventually do this exploit with the line gun once you acquire it, but by the time you're that far into the game, at least for me, by the time I was there, I had more than enough resources. While in the middle of this farming session, I bought 3 more power nodes, so I'd have the 7 necessary to get all the pulse rifle capacity upgrades currently available and make the farming session as efficient as it can get at this point. I also bought the suit upgrade and 2 extra power nodes, which I put toward HP and air at the bench. After I finished farming and selling everything I possibly could in my inventory and storage, I ended up with 146,925 credits, which I then used to buy 13 power nodes and 30 units of plasma energy, leaving me with 10,925 credits. I then spent the power nodes on all 6 plasma cutter upgrades at the bench and 7 of the 9 suit upgrades, leaving just 2 HP upgrades in case I want to use them as bonus free health fills later in the run, which is unnecessarily conservative as the game provides plenty of health pickups. After all was said and done, I had 9 power nodes to spare for any potential future farming sessions. If you do choose to farm credits at this point, it will cause many enemies to spawn in the area below the save and upgrade bench. But there is no reason to go back down there right now, and they will despawn by the time you need to come through here again, so there's no need to worry about these buttholes. Use the tram station to return to medical and continue the story. In the security station, there will be a jump scare video call. In the hallway to Imaging Diagnostics Wing, there will be a scary scripted event, but no jump scare. Imaging Diagnostics. After moving the obstacle with Kinesis and reaching the other side of the room, a necromorph will pop out of a vent. Diagnostic Technician. You will see a dying man on the floor, and then a necromorph will appear from the vent. When you reach the top of the lift, a leaper will pop out.
Ooh.
A slasher will be waiting in the doorway on the other side of a Kinesis platform bridge. Observation room. There will be a jump scare as you approach the window. Before entering 0G therapy, save and back it up. 0G therapy. When you're done with 0G therapy maintenance and you return to 0G therapy, you'll have to fight a leaper in 0G. The biggest reason why I said you should back up your save before this point, and why you should always back up your save before entering any 0G area, is because this happened to me. I almost got soft locked here, and I don't know how I got out of it, but you don't want to experience this without having a recent save backed up in case you cannot get out of it. There's probably some chance that this could happen at any point when trying to land in 0G. Jesus, kidding me. Thank you. As you exit the vacuum to coolant pipelines, a leaper will come around the corner.
Ooh.
Once you descend down an elevator shaft in 0G, you'll come to coolant pipelines. As you walk down the second ramp, there will be a jump scare where pipes burst, and then 2 enemies will appear, one in front of you and one behind you. Don't let the second one sneak up behind you like I did.
Ooh.
Main lab. There are quite a few enemies in this room, so be prepared. The game threw 4 slashers at me. I'll just show you the entire fight so you know what to expect. 3 of the enemies consecutively scared the crap out of me.
Ooh. God. Ah. Ah.
When I took the lift down to the lower floor, 5 more enemies approached me. Be sure to collect the stasis pack schematics in the main lab changing room. The game should just give you plenty of stasis packs, but you'll want to have the option to buy more just in case. 2 Biological Prosthetics Center. As you approach the window, there will be a mild jump scare as a man runs to the glass, starting a scary scripted event. Apparently, these enemies are called lurkers, but I always just call them babies. To kill them, wait until they sprout their 3 tentacles, which they use to shoot at you, and then shoot off the tentacles. Once you go up the lift, get ready for a jump scare, as an explosion of glass comes from the wall and a lurker jumps out. There will be a second lurker up here coming from around the corner. Switch the power before grabbing the shock pad to avoid getting shocked. After going through the busted door, a slasher will be waiting for you at the top of the ramp, and another slasher will pop out of the vent right next to you.
Ah!
After removing the obstruction with the explosion, a necromorph will pop out of the ceiling as you approach the door. Once you've killed the slasher and gone through the door to Ishimura Clinic, be sure to grab the plasma cutter upgrade. Emergency room. If you switch the power from lights to shower, you can find a hidden room by using kinesis to move the wall here. Once you disable power and remove the battery, a fight will begin.
Ooh!
If I counted correctly, I had to fight 2 lurkers, then a slasher, and then 2 more slashers. ER Hallway A. Go left to grab some loot, and then once you pass the door again, there will be a jump scare. Once you turn the corner, a leaper will pop out of the ceiling. The lurker will also attack you. When I got to the very end of this hall, a slasher popped out of the ceiling near the oxygen tank. And there were 2 more approaching from behind.
Ah!
Intensive care unit. Another scary scripted event. 2 morgue. The room will explode. A lurker popped out around the corner. Morgue. As you enter the autopsy room, a disturbing cutscene will play that includes a jump scare. This is probably the coolest scene in the entire game. Once you gain control of Isaac again, use stasis on the slasher and exit the room to kill the infector as soon as possible before it creates more enemies. Then turn back towards the autopsy room and finish the slasher. As you head down the elevator to the emergency room, at some point the elevator will stop with a bang, followed by a jump scare video call. With your new security clearance, you can now open some of the orange storage lockers before heading to the Ishimura Clinic, as well as a node in the clinic. As you return to the flight deck, there will be a minor jump scare as a hologram replays the initial necromorph attack.
Catch us.